Hello, Comrade. Welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Over the Potato. During the downtime between episodes, I have indeed been busy. I've changed the layout over here slightly. We now have 3 tanks, each of which can store up to 900 tons. I'm still a little bit worried that we're not going to be processing enough oil into fuel and bitumen. So we need to rectify that. We're not getting enough workers through here, and we need to change that as soon as possible. However, at least a couple more trains are going to be able to deliver their loads before the system backs up. Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter because that's going to tick away in the background for a little bit. In today's episode, I want to found a brand new area. Now, I'm thinking that this is probably the optimal. Yeah, probably this area is the optimal area for this new city, this new region, I suppose. We're going to be making the city, the region, the area of Minsk-Galanius. Minsk-Galanius. That's not how you spell it, but it's how I spell it. So that's how we're going to spell it. And this is going to be the city, or the area, or the region. City/area. It's not very solid what it actually means, but whatever, it doesn't matter. In Minsk-Galanius, we're going to be making a whole bunch of other stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else. Now, of course, I'm thinking of primarily clothing. Clothing in the first order is definitely something that we're going to do. We're actually going to try and hopefully get a fabric factory up and running as swiftly as possible. But the whole point of having a new area of Minsk-Galanius is basically so that we can get another train line set up to deliver workers, because we're kind of at our limit over here at this station in terms of where we can actually, get workers to walk to. Obviously, I did sort of briefly touch on the fact that we wanted to get an asphalt station or an asphalt manufacturing area over here. That is something that we are going to do. It's gonna take time though. But in Minsk-Galanius, definitely there's a solid argument, at least from my perspective, to try and get clothing production up and running as swiftly as possible, because of course clothing is the only resource that we don't currently make in-house. We don't currently make clothing in-house, and it's a great matter of personal shame that we're not able to do that yet. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there eventually, and this is the last stage that is required. All right, we want to try and branch off the track, probably around about here. Yep, okay, no. Cancel that plan literally immediately. Because of this bad boy over there. And by this bad boy, I mean the power pylon. And that can go there. Okay. And then connect you up. It's looking pretty darn good. And connect you up. Okay, that's literally that easy. Okay, so we got that to do. That's going to be the train station. I am a little bit worried, however. Just briefly, allow me, just for a second, ladies and gents, to briefly talk about our train network and how, well, chaotic, I think, it is. It's not in a great state at the moment. How are we doing over here? Great, we're transporting fuel and bitumen. Lovely. We do need to get more workers into the Oilgrad oil refinery. I'm thinking that maybe Minsk-Galanius needs to actually become a proper city, kind of like Universigrad, so that we're not just sort of like pumping workers in from Potatograd, because look at this. There's no real point in adding extra trains to the station, because it just really can't, the train station really can't handle it. So unless we wanted to get another train station, like maybe up at the back here somewhere, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad idea. It would involve a little bit of rerouting of these pipes here. Although I think that would probably work. You know what? I think that we should probably try and aim for that. Yeah, so if we were able to put a small train station in here, that would certainly help the loadout, and we could get rid of these 2 bus platforms as well. Yeah, small train platform in here, and this could truck people to Minsk-Galanius, and also to the oil refinery, because we need to upgrade our we need to upgrade our oil refinery production at the moment. Okay, so let's plan for this. This might end up being a little bit of an expensive build, because these are some very, very long pipelines indeed. But you know what? Unfortunately, we're going to have to do it if we want to do it. Okay, let's get the bulldoze tool out. It's not much production coming from over here anyway. This is it's an okay amount to lose. We can just about cope losing 2 or 3 oil refineries. And actually, speaking of losing oil rigs, it's not actually a big deal, because we're now pumping oil in from Oil Minsk, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. I actually think that a train platform small is what we're after. I do not think that we're after a big one here. Yeah, and I think, yeah, here is probably best place for it. We'll need to get the bulldozer friend out again. Bulldoze some power cables. Yeah, so that just powers these pumps. So that's not actually super urgent that we get that replaced now. I mean, obviously we do want to replace it, but just not super bothered about the time scale. Okay. Let's get that leveled off. A little bit disconcerted. We can't take it slightly closer. There we go. All right, that's pretty darn good going. And then we see if we can get the tracks around these pumping jacks. Okay, that looks positive. They only need to go around the corner for a little bit. There we go. There we go. In fact, that might even be too sharp an angle. All right. There we go. Okay, you know what? This is actually going to look pretty darn good when it's when all is said and done. Okay, line that up. Perfect. And I guess we should probably try and merge it over here. Now, if we are going to do this and have more trains running along this stretch of track, I think that we're probably going to have to double the amount of bridges that we have. And we're going to need to employ a similar sort of signaling system that we currently employ at most stations using the chain signals. So that's what I think that we're going to have to do, and I think it's the best solution to our problems. No, undo that, please. There we go. And that goes there. Have I overcooked it a little bit? I think that might just be fine. A little bit of a sharp corner, but c'est la vie. I'm not super thrilled about having to demolish that pipeline, because, again, it's going to be an additional expense when we decide to rebuild it. Although, in saying that, I'm pretty sure that I don't want to rebuild it anytime soon, because it's expensive and it's not really worth it. Right, so we need to plumb this in to there. And then that needs to be plumbed into... annoyingly, that's not going to work. Alright, we're going to have to get rid of that signal, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, let's signal this first. That's the wrong type of signal. And so you can come this way, and you can go that way. Correct? Correct. Great. Yep, that's pretty much what we're after. Just every now and again. Yeah, that's the correct direction. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is really going to make Minsk-Alanius a very, 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 very accessible city, as opposed to being a very inaccessible city. And it does sort of mean that we don't need to faff around building new buildings and whatnot, because, I mean, building Universigrad was a good challenge. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I think the city has got a bright little future ahead of it. However, I do prefer moving people from Potatograd. I mean, if we've got you know, whatever it is, 1,255 unemployed people at present. We can certainly try and find some people, some jobs. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's get some track to cross over here. Yep. Chain signal right there. Right there, and right there. And I can't put a signal there, because why would I be able to? And that goes there. Okay, so that is the railway connection. Done and done. It's pretty much... Oh god, that's a lot of money. I'm going to let it play so that we can build up a little bit of a cash stockpile, so to speak. Yeah, we've got a lot of oil coming in. I did not anticipate this much oil coming in. Okay, yeah, we can't even unload all of our oil. That's how much oil we've got. Even with 350 workers. Holy cow. That's kind of crazy. Okay, let's fund the station. Because that is definitely going to stay there. And then let's see if we can try and get some footpaths. Okay, get that all built. Thank you. That needs to be built as well. I'm thinking that if we can try and get the footpaths done and dusted first. There we go. So that'll be nice. That should immediately get a whole bunch of workers to come to this area. Also, if we can connect a footpath up from like here to here. What about from here? I'm just trying to think if we can try and bypass this bus station. I mean, you know, I said I wanted to get rid of this bus station. Why don't I just do that now? I mean, it will send a couple of buses into a little bit of a confusion, but it's going to be even easier to identify those buses that are confused, if they are confused anyway, so it's good when buses are confused. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then that can connect up there. Sure, I guess. Okay, so now that takes the walking area to, I mean, quite a substantial area, actually. I don't think that there is any likelihood of us extending this area any more, but that indeed did do it. Anything else? No, I think that pretty much takes in almost all of the city that we want to take in, unless I can run a path up here. I actually legitimately can. Alright. Let's do that, and that will probably extend it even further. Wowzers. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, so, I mean, it's not magically given us any more workers. However, it has given us access to workers that we didn't previously have access to, which is quite important. Okay, you are confused. You can go to the depot. Yeah, go to the depot. You can also go to the depot. Anyone that's confused, please just go to the depot. No one else is confused? Great. I mean, I'm probably going to get rid of this bus platform as well. But hey-ho. Right, 90-something workers are waiting to be picked up. That's a good old number. I'm going to start off my first train service. The first train service from this station is probably not going to be to Minsk-Galenius. It's going to be to Oilgrad to power the refinery, because that is where our priorities need to lie, unfortunately, at the moment. We do not have any choice. Our system is crumbling because, yeah, these trains are now coming in with 600 tons of oil, and they're only going to be able to unload a tiny little bit. Now, it's okay for the exclusive oil delivery trains. However, the trains that I've set up to deliver oil and then take fuel and bitumen to the border, they're still going to be filled with oil, which is a big pain. Makes me think that maybe I shouldn't have set it up like that in the first place. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem. Okay, do we have the money to build all of our track? We do, actually. Let's fund it all. Okay, so that's all built now. That leaves us with a little bit of cash in the tank. Probably more than enough to buy our first train. I also should probably fund this small train platform. Doesn't really cost that much in the grand scheme of things. Happy to pay that price. Okay, I'm looking for this bad boy. Let's make a triple carriage. And let's actually get 2. I can't even get 2. Alright, fine. Let's start off with you. We'll say you can go, in your first instance, you can go up to that station at the back. What is this? Petrograd train platform small? Is that the first small train platform that I have in Petrograd? That's a little bit unreal. Okay, and then load 100% of workers. Just workers, please. Literally just workers. I'll take anyone, but not academics. So in actuality, I won't take anyone. I'll take a very specific subset of the populace. And let's go and do it. So let's see if it actually manages to get there in good order. I don't suspect that I'll have any issues, but you never know. Always got to be prepared for problems. Yeah, okay. See, this is a problem. Also, where are all of our oil trains? I suspect... Are we having a problem here? Okay, you go here. Yeah, see, I don't want to load this train fully up with oil, just in case he's not able to unload it. Yeah, we have a ridiculously large amount of oil here. Okay, I have vastly overestimated my need for oil. Vastly overestimated it. The problem is that I can't turn it into anything useful. You need to go to there. And I want you to load bitumen and fuel. There we go. So you're going to skip your trip to Oil Minsk, because we need to actually sell more oil in order to make money. And we are just not processing oil fast enough. Anyway, where's the first train over here? Oh no. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is the real problem, is that at the moment we just do not have the bridge capacity to make this whole thing work. Let's zone another bridge. I don't think that I'm going to have enough cash to make this happen. Yeah, that's going to cost me... Wowzers, that's going to cost me a heck of a lot of money. Now, the cynic in me says, why have bridges in the first place? We don't actually need bridges, right? I mean, look at what we've done over here. I feel that, truthfully, it's probably just a lot easier just to level the terrain. It's a heck of a lot less expensive as well. Look at how cheap this is. It's literally not costing me a penny. Just some, you know, good old Soviet bulldozers. Yep, you know what? I was thinking maybe about not doing this, but the disadvantage that you have from the bridge is that only one train can go over it at one time. And that is a, I mean, that is a significant disadvantage. That is a very, very significant disadvantage. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to basically have a non-bridge bypass. Let's fund that. Let's get rid of this, so that no more trains can get past. Of course, this guy's going to get confused. Everyone's going to get confused. It's going to be a little bit of a nightmare. But that's okay, because as soon as this train is through here, we're going to delete this bridge. And, in fact, we're also going to delete that bridge. That's going to confuse you immediately. That's fine. Okay, let's take this opportunity to level some land. And leveling that land will be quite good enough, I believe. We don't really need to worry about doing the same with the road bridge. The road bridge, I believe at least, does not obey the same laws of physics. Okay, shouldn't have built that track as far out there, but hey-ho, I did. I don't know why it's got this weird curve to it, but it does now. It's official. Okay, disconnect that. Yep, fine. There we go. Alrighty then. Let's get that built. And let's see it all magically work. I believe it should be fine. There we go. And there we go. Why is there still some section that's not finished building? Oh, it's because I ran out of money. Oh, that's not so good. I'm not over the moon at that situation. I didn't realize that had happened. Okay, fine. Well, we can fund it with dollars. I'm not super ecstatic about that. I do need to start selling to the NATO allies. That's something that I am going to start doing pretty darn soon. But that certainly is going to, well, it's going to save us hundreds and thousands of rubles. If we needed to build 2 more bridges, that itself would have been, you know, 300,000 rubles. And as the train network gets busier and busier and busier, there is, you know, going to be a bigger and bigger need for more and more bridges. So, very, very glad that we're going to be avoiding that one. Oh no. It just, the fun never stops, does it? The fun never ever stops. Okay. Okay, move up. I believe. Oh no, if you hadn't gone. This is... If only I could place signals on points. Honestly, if only I could place signals on points, then I would be fine. Then I wouldn't have to deal with any of this nonsense, ever. Ever, ever, ever. But whatever. Okay. You can move up. Why are you not able to find your way? You should be fine. Yeah. Not super thrilled that the cargo network and the passenger network need to mix at this point, but there's not really much that we can do about this. It's a pretty complex system that we've got in place. And it looks pretty complex as well. I mean, I think it looks pretty badass, but I mean, that's just my opinion. I can see how someone would think almost the opposite, actually. Can we get another coal power plant? Is that a crazy idea, or is that just a crazy idea? I mean, it would take me about 30 minutes of leveling ground in order to get it completely level. But we are making money, right? Like, economy-wise, we are making money. Apart from the fact that, you know, we're building loads and loads of stuff. We are making money. We're importing a bunch of resources. We're buying a lot of trains. Yeah, you know, yeah. We are making money. We're about to start doing almost everything for ourselves, hopefully. Oh my god, how is this... How do you manage... How does this trade network manage to get into such an unbelievably complex kerfuffle every single time I leave it empty for like 2 minutes? How did... Okay, so now that he's gone first, everyone else is gonna get delayed. I mean, that will fix the problem, I think. Oh my god, it's just not great. It's just not great. Anytime track crosses across each other, it always gets dicey. It always, always, always gets dicey. yeah, it really does get dicey, and there's nothing that we can really do about it, because it happens even on the exclusive passenger network. You know, you can have crossings of trains and they can just get stuck. If you don't design the track for a specific length carriage, then I suspect that you always might have problems. But I also think that this is something that the developers are almost certainly aware of, and therefore are gonna make amends to this at some point in the future. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Please. That would be very, very nice indeed. Okay, how are we doing oil-wise over here? We've got a lot of oil. We got a lot of oil. We've got 88 tons. We've not loaded up with fuel. Or bitumen. Okay. You know what? I think that we need to restore the exclusive delivery train status of these two trains, because we've got two TE7s that run between the oil refinery and the customs house on the border, and it's just a little bit of a nightmare having them also deliver oil in the meantime. Good in principle, but the problem is that we don't actually need that much oil. Yeah, you're the CME3. I need the TE7. Yeah, let's delete that and then go there. Yeah, go to the customs house. All right, we'll see how that works. As I say, it's about making sure that we can always have stuff working when we need to, because it's just not working at the moment. And hopefully we have a few more workers coming into the oil refinery each and every day. 361. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad by a long shot, but it could be a heck of a lot better. Also, we need to start selling some of this oil. But hey-ho. Also, now we can get some more train carriages. And this is another train that I would quite like to go to Oilgrad. And it would be great if it could go from the train station number 2. Okay, copy there, paste onto there. Great. Okay, this is the last time that I'm going to faff around with a non-Minskalaneous problem today, because I built Minskalaneous at the start of the episode, and since then it's just, honestly, it's been downhill and it's been disappointing, and I feel like we haven't given Minskalaneous the time of day that it deserves. So, without further ado, we'll stick it into midnight speed, as I like to call it. Double speed, which I use almost exclusively in the evening time. And then we'll start building some road, because over here we want to get a clothing factory. Now, in order to get a clothing factory, what do we need? In order to get a clothing factory, we first of all need a fabric factory to manufacture the fabric, and in order to make a fabric factory, we need to get crops delivered, and we also need to get chemicals delivered. Okay, both of those things are entirely easy to do. We can, first of all, start things off with a chemical factory first. We'll start things off with the clothing factory first, because the clothing factory exclusively... Well, I say that. The clothing factory needs workers, and so does the fabric factory. So both of these things are going to need to get built. So fabric factory can go here. Yep. Okay, so that should connect up fairly easily. Workers should be able to access that with absolutely no issues whatsoever. What's the maximum number of workers in these things? 180. Okay. I mean, both of those should be easily achievable. Electronics assembly hall, plastics factory, mechanical components factory. I also probably want to get mechanical components up and running, although I don't know how I'm going to get them delivered from all the way over here. But you know what? We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Anyway, so that's that. What do we need now? Well, we need to get a warehouse or two, in fact, and then a cargo delivery system. That's also what we need. So a warehouse to store the ingredients for the fabric factory, which is the what am I looking for? Road vehicles depot. What am I doing? No, it's in factories here. Yeah, so the warehouse. Let's get this in place. Yep. So that will store that. That will store crops and chemicals. And then we also get a road depot. Not road vehicles depot. Road cargo station. And that goes there, like so. Okay, let's make sure that it all connects up smoothly. If we can get that connected up, it's a nice little bonus. There we go. Doesn't hurt to have it all connected up. Let's get some footpaths. Wonderful. Not sure if that's going to make darn bit of difference, but there we go. And then let's get some factory connections. Bish. Bash. Okay, some other infrastructure's in the way. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Does that make a difference? That looks good to me. And then that goes over there. Okay, how much is that going to cost us? It's going to cost us 9,000 rubles. I think that this might be quite an expensive build. Okay, can we at least get the fabric factory up and running? We can at least get the fabric factory up and running. And we'll see what happens after there. Okay, so the clothing factory then needs to output to a warehouse, I think. Yeah, a warehouse. So we're just going to get another warehouse over here. Yep, we'll get another warehouse over there. And then a road cargo station. Another road cargo station right over here. Is this road cargo station overkill? You tell me. If it is, I apologize. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you, though. Okay, I'm not going to build anything else at this exact moment in time. I just wanted to roughly zone everything out. I tell you what I will actually build. I will build the roads. Well, I'll try to build the roads, because I don't actually have enough money to do all of that. But, you know what? Hey-ho. Think positive, right? Ah, yes. Very, very valuable train. When's my steel train going? My steel train's almost ready to go. You know what? Steel train, go now. Also, how are we doing steel production-wise? Not bad. The problem is that we don't have enough workers here as well. I feel that maybe for the oil refinery and for the steel mill, we need to try and think about putting houses around the oil refinery. Simply because they require such a large number of workers, and it's such an effort to try and transport them all in. It really is quite challenging. The problem is, though, is that around the oil refinery especially, there's not really that much space. Just down to a matter of fact that there's a lot of pipelines. But hey-ho. Are you going to overtake? Oh, no. You tried for an overtake. You tried for another overtake. And you failed. Alright. Interesting little system there. We've got 93 workers coming in here. Okay, we're at least consistently getting a lot more people to work at the Oilgrad oil refinery now, which is very, very important because this is the main way that we are going to make money going forward. And, well, the main way that we make money at present. Okay, good. Okay, we've finally paid off the road that we invested so heavily in. We need to get footpaths done as well. That's going to be a very, very small amount of money. Perfect. Okay, we need to connect this up to the road network. I would probably think that we'll want to connect it up over at Meatgrad. No reason not to connect up at Meatgrad. Yep, do that. And then I'm also going to get all of this upgraded, because if we don't get it upgraded, then that means that we can't take advantage of the fact that some of our trucks go quite fast, actually. So we'll want to do that. Yeah, why am I not building this? Did I not fund this automatically? Alright, whatever. There we go. Get it all built up. And we're good. Okay, great. So that is pretty much step 1 completed. Now we need to set up resources to the buildings. So, let's think about this. First of all, we're going to need... First of all, we are going to need crops and chemicals. In fact, that's the only thing that we really need. Now, we currently have chemicals being delivered... Currently head to this building in the root plant. I mean... I'm not that bothered about the trucks that are delivering crops. Yeah, I'm bothered about the trucks that are delivering chemicals. Because I'm thinking that rather than delivering chemicals to the train station for them to be sold at the border, because they are, you know, they're sold for a very, very little amount of money, we instead ditch this. Oh yeah, we need 2 stops. Yeah, whatever. And get them delivered over here instead. I think that that might just be better. We need to get Meatgrad Cargo Station 2. Why is this Meatgrad Cargo Station 2? Alright, well, who am I to judge? Get rid of that. Get rid of Industry Grad. Yep. Okay, so basically now we're not going to transport any chemicals to the border. It was never really a very profitable endeavor anyway. Don't get me wrong, I will do it. We will eventually get chemicals up to speed where we're transporting them to the border. But for now, it just doesn't make sense to do it, so we're not going to. Okay, so that's that, and then we also need to get crops sorted as well. Now, over in this area, we've now accrued... Over in Graingrad, we've accrued a hefty amount of crops. So it's not going to be a problem whatsoever to stick some more trucks on the road. Yeah, absolutely no issues there whatsoever. How are we doing for food and alcohol production? We're doing great for both. Absolutely fantastic for both. We probably got, yeah, wow, full of crops over here as well. Honestly, I don't think things have ever been better. We've got food in the shops. We got meat in the shops. We're still importing clothes, but that's about it. We got alcohol. Oh, we're still buying in alcohol over here. Didn't realize that that we were still doing that. I'm gonna rectify that immediately. There we go. So yep, take alcohol purchases away. That's gonna save us a heck of a lot of money. Yep. We're for free. It's free money. Specify the request. Oh, we can request from the warehouse. No, I don't understand this. All right, you know what? I just don't want to. I don't want to pay anything for anything. That's the point. The point is that things are good. Things are very, very good, which is lovely. And now we've got a heck of a lot of money, which is even lovelier. What the hell was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to set up some routes. Did I not build a... Did I not build another truck depot somewhere? I'm sure I built another truck depot somewhere. I mean, it doesn't particularly matter, but I guess we can do it from here as well. Let's buy some more covered hulls. I believe it's covered hulls that are responsible for crop transports. The most expensive covered hull... most expensive covered hull is this bad boy. Well, this bad boy is the fastest. He's not the most expensive. He doesn't have the largest carrying capacity, but it's pretty darn good. Let's do 4. Why not? Let's get them all opened up, and let's go to there. Load 100% of anything. Unload 100% of anything. It's pretty darn simple, to be honest. Yep, and then we want to try and squeak through a little corner. And is that them all? Looks good to me. All right, let's set them all off into the big wide world and see what happens. Don't think there's going to be any issues. Don't think there's going to be anything to go wrong, really. I don't think. It's all looking good. It is all looking good. Right, how are we doing? How are we doing for oil? We could be selling more of the stuff. We could be selling it quicker. Alright, finally we're starting to make a dent in that backlog. We've got a pretty substantial backlog of oil building up. So it'd be good to start finally selling it. Where's our chemical locomotive? Where is our chemical locomotive? It's a tiny little thing. Only a couple of trains. Also, I'm going to delete that. Delete that. Yeah. So yeah, we've got 2 trains that are currently doing the oil transport, but other than that, nothing. Okay, where is our chemical train? Yeah, you know what, little buddy, you've done your darn best. I appreciate that. I'm gonna send you to the depot to be retired forever. Okay. No, maybe you're not. Maybe today's not your day. This is just unbelievably irritating. Alright. Get that built. Sure. Right, get to the depot. You stuck? Oh no, don't get stuck. Turn around and go to the depot. Yeah, I think you're gonna be fine right now, right? Right, here's hoping. I'm gonna trust that he eventually makes it back to the depot. No, you're just... Alright, you know what? Goodbye. You were very annoying. I kind of want to delete that track that I just placed out, but you know what, it doesn't particularly matter. Anyway, numbers at the steel mill. Fine, looking okay. Great. Is this a traffic jam over here? Is this a traffic jam over here? What the heck is this? Why are you not going? What's the issue? I haven't changed anything in what feels like forever. Okay. There you go. You can now pass. You are confused, but now you are not confused. Not quite sure what happened there, but it delayed everything and was very irritating. Anyway, that's why we have a second train station now, so we don't have to rely on just one train station in... How is everyone confused now? Everyone gets confused so easily. Ain't that the truth? Okay, can I put a signal in here? No. No, I can't. Because if I could, then that means that we wouldn't have to have these bits of track open all the time. But as it stands, I guess we do. This is why I want to do bridges, but the problem is that bridges are such a darned nuisance in this game, and they're the most ridiculous things to place. Anyway, let's forget about bridges and whatnot for a second, because I'm going to get myself a new train. It's going to be a brand new train, and it's going to be the first train that we are going to run to Oilminsk. Do we need that many carriages, to be honest? Probably not. I think we actually might be able to get away with doing 3 trains between there and here. Yep. I actually feel kind of bad for all the passengers that are waiting. Maybe I should rectify that and fix it so that the passengers actually legitimately get to go somewhere. But where am I going to take passengers? Maybe to like a sports village or something outside of town? That'd be kind of cool. Alright, anyway, that's 3 new trains, each carrying 95 people. It should make a pretty substantial difference, actually. Right. Everyone is still confused, but everyone is slowly but surely sorting all of their confusion. Which is very good. I'm very proud of everyone. It's fantastic. Alright, great. Wonderful. Look at our money. Boy, oh boy, our money is way up. Doesn't look like we're having any issues with... it doesn't look like we're having any issues with oil. It's all looking pretty darn good. Okay, no resources have yet been delivered as far as I'm aware. We still need to get a power supply. No workers, no power supply, crops, chemicals, and power are all missing. That's fine. We can rectify that very, very swiftly indeed. Let's get a signal box. Not a signal box. Not even slightly called a signal box. Nope. Not even slightly called a signal box. Okay. Okay, do that there. Nope. Yep. And bish, bash, bosh. What do you know? Now we got power. Easy peasy. What a lucky coincidence. Alright, great. I am acutely aware of the fact that the drive from Graingrad to Minsk-Galenius is the longest drive probably doable in the game right now between two different parts of the city. Yeah, probably actually. It's longer than Graingrad to Industrygrad, I think. Just by guessing. So it's going to take a heck of a long time for the crops to actually arrive to where they need to be. And consumption at maximum production is 20 tons of crops. So we might need to increase the amount of resources that we've got. You're a meat truck. Where are our crop trucks? And the other problem is that they might get delayed at level crossings. Which would be unfortunate, but whatever. Anyway, can I find some of these trucks, please? That would be great. Where are they all? Not that one. This one. No. Yes, that's Meatgrad Cargo Station 2. That's grand. I found one. I found one. I'm going to buy 8 more trucks, I think. Also, I'm going to place down a truck depot over here because it's getting woefully inadequate. We're woefully inadequately equipped. Woefully... We don't have enough truck depot space, is what I'm trying to say. I got there in the end, but shouldn't have taken that long. Alright. There we go. And now, let's buy some more trucks, some more covered hull. Yep, what did we end up going for? The 7.2 tons? Yeah, buy as many of these 7.2 ton trucks as possible. And then I think that we're honestly going to have to buy more. I wish I could just click on them, click on one button and say, go, dispatch. But alas. I also suspect that that is going to be a feature that that will be coming in a future update. Just a guess, though. Alright, did I get them all? Almost. There we go, and there we go. This way, we're going to be able to keep a constant supply of crops always coming into Minsk-Galenius. Can you tell that I love saying the word Minsk-Galenius? You probably can by the frequency in which I'm saying the word. Okay. Okay. Bish. Bash. Bosh. Bosh again. There we go. And let's see what else we've got. Okay. I don't think we're going to require many chemical trucks. I think we're producing chemicals pretty darn slowly. Not for a lack of trying, I would hasten to add. We're almost at continual production, and the amount of chemicals you produce is just woefully inadequate. We just cannot do anything. Cannot do anything else. Tell you what, though, this whole system is actually looking pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with this. We might need to start trying to at least build some road bridges in the medium to long term, because of course there's a lot of trains on the tracks now. We can't always be waiting for our trucks to cross level crossings, but again, not much we can do about that. You're currently filling up with bitumen and fuel. Yep. Looking good. The oil refinery is now working much closer to 100% production than when it was at the start of the episode. So that's good. Now, this is something that I should have maybe done a long time ago. But I can almost certainly create a double track here. Almost certainly. If I just apply some sense. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm lying. Maybe this is in fact an impossibility. However, impossibilities can't stop me. Yeah, do that there, and then that there, that there, and then, okay, maybe we won't do that there. Take that back a little bit, and let's try that again. There we go. Okay, rebuild that. That is our bitumen storage. So that should be fine. No issues with that there. And then let's put this secondary track into action here. There we go. Wonderful. Can I turn you around? No. Turns out that I cannot do that. No issues. Let's put a signal there, and we will have a signal there and a signal there. And for the future, should just mean that we will have two trains being able to load at one time. I think we're already to the point where we need to think about getting another train anyway, exclusively for fuel. I think, how many trains do we have on this line? Is it 2 or is it 3? It's not the same type of train. We've got 3 lines. I did take one off being exclusively used for fuel. I'll put that back onto the exclusive use of fuel, just so that we can even out the resources that are being requested at the oil refinery. Okay, fine. Yeah, we still need to dual this track so that we can have an exit for the trains. Bish bash bosh. And there we go. What do you know? Okay. The train network was only modified slightly in this episode, which is great. I'm always happy when I only modify it a little bit. Also, you know what? The more that I look at this, right, the more I think we could definitely separate out the passenger network from the cargo network. It's going to be difficult, and it would actually involve building rail bridges, but it would definitely be possible. Oh, by the way, how are things going at Minsk Galenius? I know that I... How are you confused? Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, la la. Ooh, la la. That, not oh, la la. I didn't build the track properly. I got distracted. Okay. What the heck? I didn't even put signals on this bit of track. Nope. That goes there. That goes there. Alright, that is pretty darn good going. Right, happy with that. And then let's get a chain signal right there. And regular signals right there. And right there. Okay, beautiful. So that should have fixed that problem. Alright, perfect. Right, Minsk Galenius now has workers. Great. Resources are still missing. Chemicals are still missing. shouldn't be the case. We should have fixed the chemical problem. Where's the chemical trailers? 2.7 tons of chemicals. 2.7 tons of chemicals in there. That's quite a lot of chemicals. And we're making chemicals as fast as we darn well can, apart from the fact that we're not right now. Alright, also, here's an egregious dereliction of duty, if I do say so myself. I have neglected to put a single signal, or maybe a single useful signal, some might say, on this bit of track up here. Because, of course, it wasn't actually intended to have... I wasn't intending to put a branch line in here. But now that I have, we need to take account of that fact. 95 workers coming into Meatgrad. There's probably too many workers coming into Meatgrad at the moment, being honest. Could probably do with reducing that. 5 tons of livestock per day. Consumption at maximum production is 250 tons. Okay, so we could actually have a very, very large number of livestock farms all feeding into a single slaughterhouse, but we've still got one farms feeding into one slaughterhouse. I mean, we could ship the cows in, but I don't think that that's entirely necessary. Right, how many trains do we currently have operating between Meatgrad at the moment? We only have 2 trains. I mean, can I really take one of those trains off? I don't know if we really want to do that, to be honest, but maybe if we could take 1 train off. You know, why don't we do that? Just make that train go back to the depot for now. We'll see how it goes in a little bit. Also, since I got the money, there's no reason why we shouldn't build up a bunch of these structures, even though they're not going to be usable for a little while at least. Ah, here come the chemicals. Here come the chemicals. 28 tons of crops are already being stored in the Miscellaneous Workhouse. Goodness gracious me, I just love saying it. I love saying it. What can I say? What can I say? I love the Miscellaneous Workhouse. Workhouse? Not workhouse. Warehouse. That's the word. Alright, let's... Chemicals should be delivered. Whoa, 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 whoa. I see what the problem is here. We're on a load order. Alright. Let's turn you right around, buddy. That's why you just continued to accrue chemicals. This makes sense now. Right. What other chemical trucks are inbound? None of these guys. Okay. None of these guys. Have I just got like a bunch of chemicals that are just floating around somewhere? Yes, I do. I do. Well, this is a big oversight. Not the end of the world, though, is it? It did slightly delay our clothing production, but can just about manage. Okay. Unload, unload. Okay, great. And you need to do unload there. Alright, so as it turns out, I've now fixed all of the problems. We shouldn't have any chemical issues. We're storing very, very few chemicals in this warehouse anyway, so we got about 6 tons. We got about 6 tons arriving very, very soon. 2.7 tons are in the warehouse now. Great. Will the factory start working? It will as soon as we get a delivery of workers. When are the workers coming? Oh no. Oh no, it looks like we're fine. No issues here. Looks a-okay to me. The real issue is the fact that we've got tunnels, and of course you can only have 1 train in a tunnel at once. That is in itself very irritating. But I don't know if there's any... I don't even know if there's any way that we can perhaps get rid of those tunnels. Yeah, too big a descent downhill. I don't actually think that it would be impossible to get rid of the tunnels. But it would mess with this road up here, which is not something that we really want to do at this moment in time. So, you know, we've got rid of the bridges in this episode. I feel that that was ambitious enough. Let's not push the boat out too far, shall we? Right, are you going to Minsk Galanius? You are indeed going to Minsk Galanius. Great. Okay, we've already accrued over 100 tons of crops. 8.7 or 8.1 tons of chemicals. Great, we really are ready to hit the ground running. We've got, what, like 2 weeks of production? Well, actually, no, sorry, we got 5 days of production, because 20 tons of crops at maximum production. Alright. Wonderful. The fabric factory is now in full swing. We're importing the fabric, and then we're going to import... Ooh, actually, that's a hot little oversight. I just did not build... I did not build that that walkway. Very fun. Alright, anyway, we're starting to get through that backlog of chemicals and crops, which is wonderful. Very, very happy that we can finally start producing clothing. And of course, when we do start producing clothing, we will we'll be able to do whatever the heck we want, which is just great. Just great, actually. Can I perhaps put a factory connection in between here and here? Yeah, do that, and then yeah, store fabric. I don't actually want to store fabric over here. Limit amount 0. Yeah, 0 fabric. Yeah, loads of chemicals. Basically 50-50 of chemicals and 50-50 with chemicals and crops. But of course, we need way more storage for crops than we do chemicals. So yeah, we'll leave about 300 tons of capacity for crops and about 24 tons of capacity for chemicals. That's great. It means that we can store the fabric in here. We will limit the amount. Yeah, we'll limit the amount so that we can store, well, clothes. And then also fabric. There we go. Yeah, so basically half and half fabric and clothes. That's pretty darn good going if you ask me. Let's also get another road to connect this up here. If we do that... Oh my goodness, it's like a little procession. All of these presumably are crop trucks. Indeed they are. No workers. Where are our trains coming to Minsk Galanius? Here they are, 67 workers. It's not bad. Now, hold up. We want to quickly add these two buildings. 50-50 is a 50-50 split what we want. Probably more like 60-40. And actually, hold up. Now we can afford to get very, very down to business here. At maximum production in the fabric factory, we produce 5 tons. However, consumption at maximum production is only 2.5 tons. So we can actually decrease the amount of productivity to about 50%. And we'll be absolutely fine. Hold on. No. We keep productivity high over here. But we decrease productivity over here. Yeah. So decrease that to 50. Yeah, so now 80 workers over there to 50 workers over here. That's pretty much perfect, I think. We'll still end up with a surplus of fabric, but it just means that the workers that we do have will be better put to use as opposed to having like 80 workers in here and, you know, 5 workers over here. Yeah, it should be fine. It's gonna be absolutely a-okay. Okay, so that's good. The last thing that I want to do in this episode is to get another covered hull truck. Probably just this bad boy again. Yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy the route of this truck. Well, not that truck specifically, or that truck specifically. This truck, yeah, because I think that the locations that we sell food... No, that's not true. No, okay, it's not this... Yeah, I thought that we sold food and clothes in the same location. Turns out that that is just an abject lie. Let's deliver to our small stores. That's there. I think we also sell them at the shopping center, of course, because we sell absolutely everything in the shopping center. Wonderful. Small store. Then there's also the small store over here. And I think that's it, honestly. No. That's a kindergarten. Don't know why I clicked on that. And that's a pub. Okay, I think that we only have 3 small stores. Yeah, because that's a pub up there. Yeah, I think that is pretty much fine. Then we'll want to go to Minsk-Galenius. And add that. We want to load here. We want to load 100% of clothes. Literally just clothes, please. And then we want to unload everything over here. The shopping center needs the most stuff. So we'll say 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, the rest, I guess. And 80%. Yeah. That's, hold on, that maths is not accurate. There we go, 60%, 20%, 20%, and 60%. Now, we're probably going to need a couple of trucks to do this run, given the size of the area that we need to drive. It's quite far. Covered hull, yep. 6 trucks, I think, is probably overkill. But at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter how much stuff these trucks actually carry, because they will always unload at the same ratio wherever they go. There we go. Alrighty then. I think we might need to tell a couple more of these trucks to move. But then that is us pretty much golden. Why can I not click on this darn truck? Why? What's wrong with this truck? Alright, just gonna sell him, I guess. I'm just not gonna worry about it. I don't know why I couldn't tell him to move. But there you go. Okay, loads of chemicals coming in, loads and loads of crops coming in, as I suspected. A fairly consistent amount of crops, which is wonderful. We've got 1.3 tons of clothes that are ready to go. It's pretty clear that we're going to need to up our clothes production, and therefore we're probably going to need to up our delivery of workers to Minsk-Galenius. What is our unemployment figure at for now? 900 and something. 913 at present. I don't love how high that is. It's very difficult to get it down lower than that. I'm thinking that maybe what we need to do is have a country retreat for passengers, because we've got loads and loads of passengers that are waiting. And I'm thinking that maybe we should just have like a sports village or something in the middle of nowhere. But obviously that'll have to be done in another episode, because that is it for now, ladies and gents. Thank you very, very much for watching, comrades. I'll see you next time. My name's Been Over the Potato. Goodbye.